Welcome to J&J Acres. You might be able to hear behind me. It's a rainy day out here, so we're going to have a perfect opportunity today to earn a belt loop that we can do entirely inside the house. We're going to work on the belt loop for art. Now last year, at the end of the school year, Brandon won an award for most artistic. So we sat down last night and talked about all the different belt loops that are available, and he agreed that he did want to work on the belt loop for art. So we're going to work over these requirements today. He has to make a list of common materials used to create visual art compositions. That's a lot of big words just to say what kind of things people use to create art. He has to demonstrate how 6 of the following elements are used to design a drawing: lines, circles, dots, shapes, colors, patterns, textures, space, balance, or perspective. That might sound difficult, but we'll show you an example of how easy that can actually be. And he has to identify the 3 primary colors and the 3 secondary colors that can be made by mixing them, and show how this is done by using paints or markers, and then use the primary or secondary colors to create a painting. So by creating the painting in number 3, he can actually complete number 2 by demonstrating those elements of design. Alright, so Brandon, get your pencil there. The first thing we have to work on is a list of things people would use to make a visual composition. Okay, so a visual composition can be a drawing or a painting. It can even be some kind of sculpture, things like that. So if you were going to do a painting, what kind of things would you need? Well, you don't have to figure out every possible thing that's out there. You just need to make a list of some of the things, okay? What are you going to paint on?
Paper.
Okay, so put down paper. Now there's also something called a canvas. Have you ever painted on a canvas before?
Never heard of it.
Okay. This is canvas. Feel it. Okay. This is something that you can put in a frame, and it'll last a really long time. Like the painting that we have on the wall that Grandpa Chris painted, and the painting we have that Aunt Alana painted. They're all painted on canvas, and they're all sorts of different sizes, and this one isn't thick, but they have some that are real thick. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and write down canvas. C-A-N-V-A-S. Okay. Now, if you were going to mix your paints, do you know what that's called?
No.
Okay, a palette. Now, one of the things that was mentioned in your book is you have to demonstrate the following elements of design. So I'm going to draw something and then point out the different things that are used. Alright, so I'm going to draw a really simple picture just to point out some of these things. Okay? So if I draw... Well, that's not too bad, is it? Okay. Alright, so let's see. I know some of this stuff is easy because you got that most artistic award, but I want you to point out for me. Did we use any lines?
Yes.
Okay. How about circles?
Yes.
That's 2. Did we do dots?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so. How about shapes?
Yes.
Lots of shapes. That's 3 things. Did we use colors?
Yes.
Now, something about colors. You know, it can be fun to be silly sometimes and use different colors, but you chose colors that made sense. Okay, like you said, the smoke's gray, so you use gray in the smoke. You chose colors for the house that somebody would actually make their house, and colors for the sun and trees that make sense. Okay, and you made sure that there were a lot of different colors, so it's spaced out and looks nice. Alright, so we got lines, circles, shapes, and now we have colors. That's 4. How about texture? Did we use texture? No.
Texture.
Texture's like if you could, you know, if you feel something, you know, like this table's really smooth, but your hair feels different than the table does. That's texture. But you can sometimes see texture as well. But we use just markers, so there's really no texture in here, okay? How about space? Did we leave any space?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So there's 5. How about balance? Did we balance our painting?
I think so.
Yes, we did, because we've got stuff on both sides and on the top and bottom. But we left a little space there. Okay. How about perspective? How did we show perspective?
What's perspective?
Perspective is how something looks to you. So things look bigger when you're right next to it, but they look smaller when you're far away from them,
Yes.
even though they're big. Remind me how we used perspective. By making the tree smaller. And what else?
This one's bigger than small.
Okay. And we also,
Small and that's big.
that's right, the stream started looking small, but then we see how big it is when it's really up close. Okay. So you actually used 7 of the elements. Okay. So now that you know what they are, we have to create a painting. Okay, so Brandon's identified that the 3 primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of red right here.
Oh, Daddy.
Yes.
It's not, I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, we're going to try it, okay? I'm going to put a little bit of yellow right here.
I don't see how I'm mixing.
It's because I'm not yet. And a little bit of blue right here. Okay, Brian. Now those are our 3 primary colors. Do you know what the secondary colors are? Next to
Purple,
these.
green, and orange.
Purple, green, and orange. Okay. Now, you have to use all 6 of these colors. Blue, red, yellow, green, purple, and orange to create some kind of painting. So here's the painting that Brandon's been working on. He specifically for the painting had to show the primary and secondary colors. So Brandon, show us where you put yellow.
Put the yellow for the sun.
And where did you put blue?
Put the blue for the sky.
And
Green.
how about
the tree.
red?
Red is the main part of the house.
Okay, so that's your primary colors. Now your secondary colors. How about green?
I got green for the trees and the grass.
And orange?
I've got orange for the windows.
So your windows are got orange frames. And how about purple?
I use purple for the door.
And a purple door. Good job, sir. So that will earn you your art belt loop. We'll turn that into your den leader on Tuesday. Okay?
Yeah.
Good job. Okay. Now the last thing that's on the requirements is to choose a video game and learn to play it.